Welcome everybody on Twitch and on YouTube. We're doing a live stream tonight unboxing the Prusa CORE One Kit, starting the build. I hear it's around about 8 hours-ish, maybe a bit longer regarding the stream, because we're gonna talk a lot and probably have some discussions and some questions. So might be that it takes a little bit longer than just 8 hours. This is probably one of the most complex builds since a year or so. If you think back about the Voron V0 build, that was quite a complex build, but it was also doable. Let's start the burn early. Okay, eat a spoon of hot nuts. Okay, I will do it. Okay, so what are we going to do? That's the kit. We have 3 awesome packages here. One is the kit, and then we have 2 more surprise packages that were sent to me by Prusa for free, just as a disclaimer. But there's no payment going on, so this is as unbiased as usual. So any company that has sent me any printer before has gotten their fair share of critique. For this one, I'm really curious as how this is going to happen, how this is going to come together, because it's the brand new kit, probably available for purchase now, but the waiting time seems to be 4 to 5 weeks. A couple of people that ordered it have already gotten it, seems so, and some channels are already starting to review the kit. Tonight we are going to do the unboxing. I would suggest that we start with the printer itself, picking all of the different packages that are in the box so that we are not missing anything. That would be my first concern, and then we'll sort out things and start using the guide. That's also pretty extensive. I was looking into the guide, and the guide seems to be 10 chapters or 9 chapters. Each chapter has 50 to 80 pages, so I would say around about, I would guess it's around about 400 pages of manual, so it's pretty extensive. So it's a pretty deep build, I would say. The Mark 3S that we've built here on the channel must be 2 years ago, or even longer. That was by far not that complicated. So let's get this baby on the table, and then we'll also take a look once we have unboxed this. I actually, my ideas, I think I would just leave the big box here in the corner, and this is pretty heavy. Maybe we're just gonna leave this box here, and we're gonna put everything on the table so that we don't have to put the box on the table because it's so large. How many printers do I have? Too many printers, actually. It's probably, I have reduced the number of printers a little bit in the last couple of months, but then more printers came and more printers arrived, and I'm probably back to, I don't know, 15 printers or something. Not all of the printers are actually working, so some of them are just broken. I'm probably actively using 6 printers, to be honest. Not more than 6 printers are actively in use. All of the other printers are either back in their boxes or somewhere in my basement. So let's get started here with opening the package. The most important things in the box. Thank you for purchasing. Well, I'm lucky I didn't have to pay for this, but thanks goes, a huge thank you goes also to the Prusa team. I don't want to call out names here because I'm not exposing people if they don't want to be exposed, but I want to say a big thanks to the German representative for Prusa, who I met lately for the first time actually in person at the Chaos Printer event in South Germany. And so we had a couple of chats, and then we decided, hey, this is why don't we do this live on stream? Could this be a great idea? What do we have here? We have a checklist with probably all of the different boxes. And here we have the handbook, but I think it's not the build manual because that's only available online. We don't need that yet. A package of gummy bears. Next parts that we're going to take out of the box, probably this is some glass or probably plexiglass frames, panels. I'm not sure. I think this is probably one of the last things that we need. So let's keep it on the side. Then we have the print build plate. It's PEI core sheet, so why is it Core One PI sheet? I think it's just the same size than Mark IV and any other Prusa printer. So, but it's labeled with Prusa Core One. But if you have any previous model, like the Mark IV, Mark IIIs, all of the previous plates will also work on this printer. And by the way, if you have questions, then ask me, because I have a little bit of knowledge into this Prusa topic, Prusa printers and the Core One, but yeah, don't be shy, ask questions if you want to know something or we got to know something about it. So, that was a question here on YouTube. What does the wife like about printers in every storage space? Well, she doesn't like it. I'm honest. It's a little bit painful. That's why I try to get rid of more printers this year. I also gave away some printers, right? If you remember, we had some giveaways, and we're probably going to have more giveaways this year with printers. I don't have the focus today to run another giveaway at the same time while doing this kind of complex build. So forgive me, we are going to have some in the future when we have something that's not that, that doesn't require that much attention. But, okay. Good, so let's see. We have the build sheet, also something for later. And then we have some, everything is numbered, luckily. We have some rods, so let's maybe open this first. This is number 1, or number 10, number 10, probably also for later. These are some linear rods. Could be, I'm not sure for which axis, probably this is different sizes actually. Okay, so we're gonna find out later. So we know that is here. And maybe want to check off the list because there is a build manual and we probably just want to give it a quick check whether everything that we need is actually there. So let me, there's a tool package. So let me see what we are here looking at first. So we could find there's a tool package which is part of the electronics and fastener package. So let's find that one. Electronics, and in this electronics package there should also be the tools. So let's see, here's the USB drive. I learned from the Prusa team that this printer actually comes with no firmware pre-installed, which some people kind of are upset about, because like, how can you ship a printer without a firmware? Now there's different reasons, probably reasons that could be why this is not installed. Goes a little bit too deep, but one of the speculative discussions that I had with some people were that in Germany, especially, if you are shipping something that is not completely built. I mean, for this printer in specific, it is of course not, it's not a finished product in a way, it's not built, but so you have to build it yourself anyway. So there is no, it doesn't have to fulfill all the specifications, only the individual parts have to be like certified, but not the whole printer. And then if you are building the printer, and if you get a built printer with firmware, you might have to run this whole thing to another certification. But if you're not shipping it with firmware, it's technically not done. It's not complete. So that was one of the thoughts that we have. Like, why could it be? And maybe that's the reason, because then if you have to install the firmware yourself, then you're kind of finishing the product yourself, right? And so there's maybe one last certification that you can skip with that as a manufacturer. And I'm just thinking loud. Could be. So. Porphyrius isn't here. I'm just AI pretending to be Porphyrius. Okay. You could give the gold bears away. Well, in the manual it says like you should reward yourself from time to time eating some of the bears. So I tend to do that, to be honest. But we could give away some bears. If you want, we can do that. We have maybe we have other things to give away. Let's find out later. Let's find out later what we have in the surprise packages. So maybe there's something to give away. So we have we have a lot of motherboards here. Quite a few actually, more than I would expect. 1, 2, 3, 4 seems to be small motherboards, PCBs. I'm gonna find out. And there should be some toolbox in here. Next to it, what's this? Tool package includes tools can be in electronics and fasteners package. This is not the electronics and fasteners package. This is the electronics package. So, Okay, let's see. This is electronics, but is there another one that's called electronics and fasteners? Okay, there's electronics and chamber parts here. There's a motor kit. Yeah, here we have all of the motors, and guess these are the vertical. Well, there should be actually 3 though. There's Z motors. If I'm not wrong, there should be actually a total of 3. There's probably another box with more motors. So this is box number. This is just motor kit. There's no number on here. Electronics and chamber parts. Let's see what's in here. Okay, some cooling fans. Here, I think this is the missing Z motor. Electronics box. There's another electronics box. Okay. Wow, so many main boards. And there's another motherboard in there, so that's total 5 PCBs. Then we have metal parts. Metal parts. I guess this is probably one of the first boxes that we actually need in the first step. There is at least the bottom part. That's made of metal. Then we have electronics and fasteners. I think this is the one that should contain the tools. Yes. Here we have screwdrivers, hex drivers, wires. So that's good. Seriously, some Prusa Gentleman's Grey Jet Black. I mean, we don't need that because we probably have enough filament here. So we have lots of filament. We cannot, I think we want to print more than this. And then we have lots of things here, cables, fasteners. What else? That's the good part about the Prusa printers. Everything is labeled exactly, like there's a complete list of all the parts in each of these zip bags. Cable bags. Okay, we're gonna just remember that probably also some of the main connector cables are in here. Last time I was really at some point, I mean, it sounds like you should find everything, but the point is if you have so many boxes and so many numbers, you will at some point forget where things are. If you don't put everything out of these boxes, I would not recommend, because then you will definitely not find anything. So I'll just keep everything where it is until we actually need this stuff. Last time when we built the Mark IV, I think I was just looking for something for a total of 10 minutes because I just didn't have it in the box anymore where it was in the start. So, what's going on in the chat? We have like 16 viewers on Twitch. We have 14 viewers on YouTube. Happy to have everybody here. I hope the stream is still working fine. Quality of the stream is good. and you can still hear me. So from time to time I need to check in. I see that things are working, but I'm sometimes not really 100% trusting the system. Sometimes things break and I don't even see it. So we'll check in from time to time. So next up, Core XY parts, hinges, metal parts. I think one of the bigger metal parts is very much down at the bottom of the box. We have Core XY hinges, we have metal parts 3 of 3. And I guess at the very bottom of this huge box there is the first segment for the first section of the build manual. Now if we take a look, we can also look in the manual now quickly what we actually need. But I'm pretty sure that we need the last part that's at the very bottom. There's a couple of tools here. We also need probably a few more things in terms of tooling. We are here for you, yes. Electronics warnings to treat everything carefully, which is correct, of course. And we still need to eat the nuts. Don't want to forget about that. So hot nuts. I think we'll start with the less hot nuts, and then we're gonna work forward to the more hot Reaper nuts. So we're gonna start with this. And I also have to eat them because they have been open. Not starting with the Reaper nuts. No. But we're gonna eat. Okay, we're gonna get a deal. I'm gonna eat some of these, and I'm also gonna eat some of the Reaper nuts. Just gonna increase the spiciness level. And also this bag is open since a while, so we have to eat them. Otherwise, I think they're also gonna not gonna smell that nice anymore. I mean, it's just still fine, I guess. Nothing wrong with them, but if you have peanuts packages open for too long, I think they're not very tasty anymore. Sorry. So let's get a handful of the nuts. Chipotle nuts. They're kind of spicy, but still quite bearable. Okay. This last thing here looks very heavy. I'm not sure how I can get it out of this box. It's quite heavy. Is it the last one? Yeah. Maybe better to put this on the ground. Because then a little more leverage then. Okay. And the big one is empty. So I can remove it, or I can store the remaining things that we don't need. So there is this huge box with metal pieces. I think we'll need those first. At least we need the bottom part first. Where is all this stuff coming from? Is this from the nuts? Probably. Okay, part 1 of the manual. Let's start here. Okay, yeah, clean your desk. We probably have to remove a couple of the boxes, but we had to sort the stuff a little bit. What we need for the chapter, most of the tools, looks like. And we need the bottom panel found in the metal parts package, which is the first one. Or the first one, the box that was at the very bottom. So let's clean up a bit. Okay. should be good to open this one here. Are you still with me, hopefully? How's it going? So we're gonna finish this bag. Nice. So which one is the bottom part? This looks like, I think it's one of this is the back panel? Yeah, this is probably the back panel with the ventilation. So don't need that now. Probably want to keep it in this little frame here so it's not bending. Then we have another frame element. Not sure where this goes. Maybe it's the top element. And then we should have the bottom and a few more things. I guess this is the one. So let's see if this is the thing that we're looking for. Yeah, it seems to be this part here. Okay, so what do we have to do? According to the manual, what we need is actually the zip ties. This is part 2. Which package? Zip ties found in the electronics and fasteners. Okay. Electronics chamber, printed. Here. Here we go. So if you want to follow along, I'm going to post the link to the manual. So if you want to open it up yourself and check it out, also maybe to help me from time to time, I'm going to post the links here in the chat. So you can take a look, at least on desktop, makes more sense probably. So we can start here. We have these little holes where we need to insert the zip ties. And how is it going to look like? Turn the bottom panel so that the bends of the plate are facing upwards. Yeah, that's obvious. Note the twin holes for the zip ties, and then insert 6 zip ties through the holes, placing them along both sides and partially tightening them, engaging only the first few teeth. Okay, let's do that. Sounds good. Zip ties. Let's find zip ties. Here we are. All the same size. Yes. Okay. So let's get started here. One, 2, 3, and 6. Okay, so the idea is that this is going to stick out to the top. I'm just going to feed them in for now. Now we can close this. I'm not sure. I think it's just probably center this. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. 3 more to go. How's YouTube chat doing? I was very quiet there. But I hope that we're gonna have a few more things to laugh about. So far it's not yet that complicated. Good. And the last one. Here we go. Now let's give it a, when this is going to grab in. Here we go, first click. And that's good enough. So we have 6 nice loops. What's next? Next step. For the following steps, please prepare Z-axis motor, left motor, found in the motor set box. One Z-axis left motor is packed separately in the electronics and chamber parts package. For now, keep the trapezoidal nuts in the motor package. Okay, I've seen those. Where is it? Motor kit. Motor kit. Let's start with this. So in the motor kit we have motor number 1. Number 2. That's it for this box. And the last one is motor set box. Motor set box. Yeah, and as always searching for stuff. Electronics, chamber parts. Is there a number? Where did we find this? Weird enough, they didn't tell us the numbers here, which I just realized. There is numbers on all these packages, but they don't tell us this is box number 4. So probably also need to remember the names on the boxes. Well, we're gonna remember that at some point, probably. Nice and quiet, more chat here. Okay. Thanks a lot for telling me. So we need the box, the motor set box. Motor set box. Let me find this. So this was the motor kit. This was electronics, metal parts, core X. Where was it? I was metal parts, motor kit. Must be a longer thing. Probably this one, but it's not really called. It's not really called motor set box. Set motor mount and the printed parts. We have to figure this out. I guess I'm not sure if the naming of the things are correct entirely. It's a bit weird. Oh, this is for sure the last motor. So putting everything back, which we don't need. What else? So we have 3 motors. There's actually collars. Is there collars on the motors? No, not really. Are they any different? Really? Z-axis. Ah, they're actually labeled, my friends. There's even labels here. Z-axis. Here we go. Z-axis right. So there's even on the motors it's written Z-axis left, Z-axis left. Okay, I see. Good, fine. What else? There is Z motor mount found in the printed parts package. Motor washer found in the electronics and chamber parts package. Okay, let's find the printed parts package. I hope that we can trust the naming. To be honest, I'm not so sure. Rods, metal parts. What was this printed parts stuff? Metal parts. Printed parts. Here we go. So we need. I think this looks about correct. 3 times Z motor mount. Yes. This looks correct. 3 Z motor mounts. And motor washer. I'm not sure. This looks like the Z rod mount. This looks a little bit different. Three times motor mount and 2 times Z rod mount. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, this is actually also something that we need. It's just a later step. So Z rod. The only part missing for this step is the motor washers, which we find in the electronics and chamber parts. Should be this one again. Is this somewhere here? This is a trapezoidal Z-axis nut. No. How does this look like? This is a metal part. Is it? Motor washer in electronics and chamber parts. Yes. Ah, they are transparent, so really hard to see, but they are actually in here. So these are the parts. They're very hard to see, to be honest. Here we go. Here you can see them. Okay, that's good. If I wouldn't have looked twice, I would probably not have found them. So, okay, let's put this one away, so we have a bit more space here. Okay, let's remember electronics was here. Printed parts also here. Okay, what next? M38 screws. We probably need some fasteners. I think it should be some screws in this box here. Did they tell us where we find the screws? Did I miss that? So they changed the colors to, they printed. I'm not sure, like, is this, well, there's a couple of orange parts in here. What do you mean by change the colors? Was it originally a different color? What do you think? Is this supposed to be different? What? I'm not sure. Okay, let's find screws. I think this is fasteners, and we need to find ones that are M3, M2, 8, M3, 6, M3, no. What about here? No. Spacers? No. There's more. M3, 8. Okay. Good. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Let's only take what we really need. M3, M4, M4, M2.5. Here, M3, 8, 29 pieces. There's also M3, 8R. That's not the ones. Okay. Nice and tidy. M3, 8. 29 pieces. And a couple of spares. Okay, that's nice. So I think we're gonna finish this, the hot nuts. I guess you lost a little bit of spiciness, to be honest. Might be. Open for too long time. On the motors. Still, the motors don't have colors. Yeah. Maybe it has been colored. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Next step. Maybe we want to switch the cameras here. I think it's a little, could be at least for, yeah, so that would be inconsistent, to be honest. So we're gonna do this one, attach one transparent motor washer pad on each set motor. Okay, let's go through the steps. On top goes the motor mount, protruding parts upwards, and then we have 4 screws going in. And then we do this 3 times. Let's go. Number 1, one washer, mount, and screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the correct one. No, it's too small. Okay, let's pick the right one here and fasten the first 4. Come on. So this is good. How tight should this be? I think just 10 tight. And number 1 is done. Number 2. Washer. Mount. And screws. Same procedure. So, your new sub goal of 10 was just completed. So, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Should be good now. Every 5 subs, we're gonna run the wheel, which is going to decide what's going to happen next. Whether we're gonna have some hot nuts or some spicy nuts or some subs for free, which I have to gift, or the not so spicy chipotle nuts. But I wouldn't open a new package now for chipotle because the ones that I've just opened were lasting quite long, so I would rather stick to the ones that are already open. So first finish them. What I would actually need, and that's maybe would be an improvement for the studio, is some loudspeakers, at least on low volume, so I can hear notification sounds, because currently I'm not hearing any notifications. I just have to see the thing popping up. And it's probably a little more fun if I can also hear what's happening in terms of memes and stuff. You need a small electric... Yeah, my friend, this is actually that's the right call. We have something like this. So maybe we're gonna use it. But it's maybe... I was getting this a couple years ago and it's not that powerful. Maybe it's not the best, but for, let's say, the initial couple of rounds, it's gonna work. So I guess I wasn't sure, did I really tighten this? Yeah, that's fine. So this is done. The next step, installing the rear motor. Turn the bottom pedal upside down. Good. Let's do this. Upside down. And what are we doing here? Locate the circle hole in the middle of the panel backside. Take the Z motor right. Z motor right. That. Left, right, yeah. Z motor right. I'm wondering how they are different. They have a different thread direction? I'm not sure. Might be. Z motor right, okay. With the longest the cable length. Okay, that's the difference. Cable, the longest cable. Label ZR on the cable. Should be, yeah. Push the motor, threaded rod through the panel and align the holes in the panel with the holes in the motor assembly. The motor cable must point outwards. Okay, let's do that. Easy. Okay. We probably need to align the thingy here with the holes in a second. What kind of screws do we need? Or not yet? Okay. Okay, what next? We're pushing both Z-axis motor left through the bottom panel. The motor cables must point to the rear. So this is the rear. So we want to have the motors cables pointing the same direction, basically, just here. Do that. Oh, I'm not sure. This is easy. Yeah, kind of. So everything's still intact. Motor pointing in the right directions. No, this one not. Now it's fine. Okay, so motors and cables are pointing in the correct direction. Next. Insert a Tighten 4 screws into the rear motor. Okay, so we're probably going to do that with the same for everyone. Make sure the screws stay straight and do not tilt as you tighten them. Do not over tighten as they thread directly into the plastic part. Ooh. Oh. So let's be careful. Now my question, if I may ask this, but why are the motor mounts, or why didn't they use threaded inserts for this? Maybe it's too complicated, too expensive, or like if I were to create something like this, probably I would not thread into plastic parts. I mean, it's probably fine if you don't over tighten. And this is definitely not working with this little screwdriver. This is already too much to push. Too much power needed. That's why I'm not so happy with this thingy. So we want to keep them straight. And I also don't want to use a big electric screwdriver. Probably even doesn't work because we don't have that much space here to work. So we would have a hard time to make the things go straight in. This is really calling for a manual work here. So just want to be careful I'm not going further than needed. Let's just keep it like that for now. Yeah, it's a cost topic probably. That's right. I think this is probably the reason why they opted for going directly into the plastic. So I want to be careful here. Feels about right. And it's, I mean, we can test this if it's still wobbling around or whatever. Doesn't look like so. This is actually more difficult than I thought. And the screwdriver is very small. So do we have a bigger one here with a bigger grip? Maybe it is actually this one here. Looks about the size that we need. Yeah, it's a bit easier because it has a bigger grip here. We also have to be more careful because we now have a more higher leverage. So let's do this. Then we get a feeling for the amount of resistance from the plastic. feels about okay. I would say nothing is, I mean, this is completely done. This is really fixed. No problem here. If I'm not wrong, there was actually an upgrade that somebody made to fill this small gap here. There's a little gap here between the thread and the metal bottom part. And so people have already made some, I don't know, there's probably some insert that goes in here or just over the thread. Not sure how this can be done after the fact, but once the printer is already assembled, might be possible. I'm not sure how. Didn't prepare that yet, so we'll have a look later at a later stage whether this is an easy upgrade. Thanks for the sub. Yeah, didn't see this. Sorry for missing out. Multi-reality. Thanks a lot. Totally appreciate every subscription that you do, especially if you do Prime subs, because I think that's the best use for your free Prime sub is really on Twitch. If you don't use it, I mean, obviously if you're not on Twitch a lot, then you don't even know about it. But if you're kind of a frequent user of Twitch and you have some favorite streamers, definitely worth using the Prime subs because they are literally for free, right? You don't have to pay for them extra if you're already paying for Amazon Prime. Okay, let's figure this out. Did I hit the mount already? Is it going in? Yeah. I just don't want to kind of destroy the plastic part already. So I'm going to be careful. Okay, almost done. You really want to go 100% straight. You have to be very close to this thread with the screwdrivers. Not easy. Okay. So the first one is tight. Number 2, almost there. Okay. This one felt a little bit too easy, to be honest. Seems like I'm not sure if the plastic of the hole might be a bit too large because it's. Yeah, I don't want to overdo it, to be honest. Is it in 100%? Yeah, looks like. I'm not sure. Maybe there is the hole in this plastic thread a bit too big for this one screw. Still feels okay. It's not super tight, not the same tightness here as the other ones, but yeah, let's consider this to be okay. Let's say it's fine. That's why I think threaded inserts would be a bit more consistent in a way. You can, first of all, it's easier to screw in because if you hit the threaded insert in exactly in the right angle, then it's going to be super easy to screw your parts together. And you will immediately notice if something is not working. In a way, there's also no slacks. That means if you have anything that doesn't fit together 100%, and thread inserts will also make it impossible to screw stuff together. All right, so maybe This is the reason. You want to have a little bit of play here. If maybe that's the reason, but yeah, could be not. So there was an ad break on Twitch. Could this be? I think it's already gone, right? It's already over. Actually, I didn't see this popping up. Why did I not see this? Okay, let me know if the ads are over on Twitch. Currently, there's no message telling me anything. Guys, are you back? Is Twitch back? Or are we still in the ad break? Let me know in chat. Let me know in chat. What's going on? Still here? Ad break is over? Okay, you're back. That's good. Good to hear. Fine. So let's see. I'm trying to monitor this to see if I can. Okay, Rob H also here. Okay, everyone's back. If YouTube decides to make an ad break, I think it's not going to be synchronized with YouTube and Twitch, but I'll try to keep an eye on it. It's not easy because looking at so many screens and so many pop-ups here. So what is the next step in the build? Let's take a look. So we have fixed all of these motors, the Z motors. Now we are installing the rod mount into the opening next to the front right Z motor. Use the 3 to 16 wrench to rotate the rod mount 90 degrees, locking it into place. Okay. Secure the motor using 4 M3/8 screws, tighten them completely. Did we just do it in the wrong order? I mean, starting the rear motor, I did this, yeah? We did this. I mean, what's this supposed to be for then? No idea. Well, it's still going in, right? It's probably secure. Like, what is this for? I have no idea. I mean, the motors are fixed, right? So they don't move anymore. Like, why do we need this? Or is it something else? Is this the counterpart for the rod? Okay, but this has nothing to do with the order of things, to be honest. Maybe, yeah, okay, I understand now. Maybe this last screw is, maybe the last screw is now in the way. Maybe this last screw is in the wrong place now, so it's like kind of blocking. But yeah, let's go. Anyways, it's probably not the first time such a thing is going to happen, that I'm jumping over something unintentional. So let's see. This is kind of a thing that is this working? What are they doing here? Use the 3 and 16. Yeah, okay, this is the correct one. Okay. So we're just turning this by 90 degrees and that's it. Okay, let's do this. It's just securing this in place. Okay. Now the screw goes in much easier, of course, because we already have a thread. Good. Last one. Can we still do this without removing this? No, we can't. I was a bit too quick here. Okay, so turning by 90 degrees and locked in place. Okay, so we had to remove one of the screws for this, but it's not a problem. Tighten them completely. Okay, everything is good. Everything is nice and snug. So next step, motor screws, left motor, we've done that. And we're getting to the next part. Bottom frame parts per. Okay. What do we have to do here? Finding all of the parts. Okay, we need a front profile, rear profile, universal profile. In which package? Metal parts 1 of 3. Metal parts, is this the one? Is this the big one? Yes, so we need to find these parts. Probably have down at the bottom, of course. Why should they not be at the bottom? There we are. Have a harder time to find them, so this is also some kind of frame piece. Okay, let's take this out. Here! So, here we have, this looks like the universal frame parts, universal, and here we have, maybe let's keep this for now. There's a couple more, maybe this is not the right one. They look very similar actually. Wow, how many layers are here? There's more. Oh my goodness. So I should figure out which length. There's only 2 of these shorter ones that are probably not the right ones, not the ones that I'm looking for. Okay. I mean, they have 3 holes, but they don't have, okay, they're not supposed to have. Is there anything about how long these pieces should be? No, nothing, because there's a couple more that are very similar, looking very similar, but they're much longer. And they definitely have more screw holes. So it's probably not. Looks like these are actually building the corners of the bottom frame. So these are shorter ones. Okay, we have a couple more that are shorter. There's another layer in this box. There's one with the cutouts. Okay. There's one with 2 holes in the middle, and there's another one with 2 holes in the middle. They are identical, if I'm not wrong. Put one of them aside. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 others that are similar. So let's see. We have the blue one. That's probably this one, which has the cutouts. Looks about right. Then we have one that has two holes. And yeah, this looks like the part. And then we have two more, which only have 3 holes on each side, but nothing in the middle. So probably correct. Then what else do we need? Spacer pin. Spacer pin found in the electronics and fasteners package. So let's put this back. Spacer pins. And then what else? I found some screws here. M34RT. M34R, M34RT. Never heard that. M34RT. What is that? RT. M34RT. Okay. And then we need spacer pins. So where will we find those spacer pins? Washers. Black screws. Here. 2 spacers. This little bag. Careful. There's so many other little pieces in here. Okay, 2 spacer pins. Good. Okay, what now? And 4 of these M34R screws. Okay, let's start with the next step. Be very careful when handling sharp sheet metal parts. Yeah, but you don't need, I think they're not really sharp. Actually, every part feels very, like it's very much finished, like there's no sharp corners, there's no sharp edges. Feels really smooth, but maybe there could be some parts where they missed something or whatever, but this feels really nice. So how do we start here? We'll take one of these let's say normal parts. Place the front profile according to the picture. Okay, this is front. This is front. Then I guess this is, we are talking about front and we should also be looking at the front. Right, so we are kind of not confusing things here. This is the front and this is also the part that goes to the front. Okay, front part. I'm not sure if we have enough space here. This is going to be quite a large thingy, this frame. So let's make more room here. So we have this. This goes like this, goes on the corner. How is it going to fit together? Place the front profile, place one of the universal profiles on the left. Use the flange as a guide. Yeah. Attach the 2 profiles together. The flange of the front plate must be inserted under the left universal profile, not on top. It's supposed to look like this. Okay, so let's see. Makes total sense. Okay. And so we're lining the holes. There's only one screw hole there. We're putting in one screw here. Okay, I'm wondering how we're gonna square this. We have this kind of table mat here, which is square, so we should be able to square the parts out. So we need one, which is the screwdriver for this small one. Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, so these are coming together like this. Wow, it's not the easiest thing to do, to be honest. So I guess that the key factor of success will be to square this correctly in the end, so that it's not misaligned in a way anyway. This is going to influence the quality of the prints a lot if this is not correctly coming together. Some people have mentioned in the Prusa forums and whatever that they had kind of a not square frame. And so we want to be super, super critical about this, like really very exact aligning the things here with my table grid. So in the end should be super squared. For now, we can't do this yet, but we can do it later when everything is coming together. For this part, I think it's easier because it's just attached to the bottom. So the bottom is kind of the alignment tool for this. But for the upper sections, it's even more critical, right? Because we're gonna attach the upper frame parts onto this, and then it needs to be, every section needs to be kind of measured, so or we need to make sure that it's squared correctly. So I'm curious how we're going to do this in the end. Have a box of Band-Aids. Yeah, that's maybe the thing, right? I don't have any Band-Aids in the studio yet. Should be. Probably should be. Okay, next steps. Let's look. We have attached these two first profiles. But how is it going to be for the next ones? Assembling the bottom profile left and rear. According to the picture, place the rear profile with two holes on the flat side to the universal left profile. Orient part, join. Flange needs to go under, and then we are aligning the holes. Okay, so let's do this. This is the rear part. And we need to fix this. Only one screw for now. A couple more probably at some point. How many? There's more here. Actually, there's two holes, but they're not. No, this is not for connecting. There is a screw hole, like there is a thread here, but it's not meant to be for the connection. It's probably just for something attaching. Okay. So, not tightening too much for now. This one is probably the last thing. Yes. Okay, last part is this one. Okay, let's start on this rear corner. It's easier. Oh, come on. It's magnetic and it's pulling out my screw here. Okay. And the last one. So this is coming together nicely. So the question is now, is it square? Well, I'm gonna figure out with the grid here, aligning this right hand side as much as I can. Okay, we push a bit here. Okay, so this is aligned and this looks about straight. So I would say looks okay. It's aligning with the grid. So not perfectly, but push it a bit. Okay, so I would say we'll tighten this corner here. Wrong screwdriver. I will check again. Yeah. For me, this looks pretty good. You can't see that at that level of detail probably, but it's really good. If that's the bottom, it will square up when you screw it to the bottom. Yes, this one probably yes. The other ones, not so sure. Okay, so how is this going to come together now? That's an interesting question. Inserting a spacer pin into the hole in the front profile protrusion. Push firmly on the spacer pin so it fits perfectly into the hole. And we'll do this twice. Okay. Curious what this is for. Ploing. Okay, next one. Anti-vibration feed, parts preparation. Anti-vibration feed in the electronics and chamber parts. Okay, I've seen those. I remember where the question. Electronics and chamber parts. No. Printed parts. Here, this is the box. This is the box. Okay, so there's these 4 dampeners, anti-vibration foot. I've seen already that there is a couple of add-ons for this printer that raise the whole frame quite a bit. So some feet for the printer. I'm not sure if maybe I'm gonna print those and attach them to the bottom so that raise the printer a little bit up. Could make sense to, if you want to have some space underneath, you want to store some of the accessories, some tools, maybe even some filament spool. I've seen those add-ons and felt, hey, this is actually makes a lot of sense. Depends a bit on your storage situation, but I think it could make sense. So we need M3 4RT screws. Is this the same? M3 4RT, yeah, this is the same that we already have here. And what are we doing? Installing the anti-vibration feed. Place the bottom frame according to the picture. The front profile must be facing you. This is good. Peel off the protective layer, and then we're gonna stick one in each corner. Okay, let's do this. So, one. So I want to align this with the flat part, not with the bend. Otherwise it's probably not equally aligned. Okay. Give it a good amount of pressure, I guess, so it doesn't fall off. Same moment we're turning this upside down. Okay, then this one. I'm gonna put it in the corner, but not too much, so it's not pushing against this bent part. Okay. And number 4. If it's not square, use a hammer. Yes. Absolutely. There's always a solution that requires a hammer. Good. Let's turn it upside down. It's nice and flush with the table. No wobbling. Okay. What next? Turn it upside down. The front profile must be facing you. That's it. Attach the rear side of the bottom panel assembly to the rear side of the bottom frame. Okay, how is this? The rear side is with the center motor. Place all the motor cables inside the center area of the bottom frame to prevent pinching. Slowly and carefully lower the bottom panel assembly into the bottom profile. Sure the assembly fits completely in. And we're double or triple checking that we're not pinching any cables for sure. Okay, so let's start like they describe it here. So we're gonna have the cable somehow in the middle. Trying not to pinch it. So we're starting tilted. Push the cables to the center. Also our zip ties, so we're not too kind of pushing them in between. So we're going to have them a little bit inwards facing cables. Okay, so we're trying to lower this and not pinching anything. I'm going to easily also pull from the bottom, pull everything out, and my finger out. Okay, it's in. It's not perfectly sitting in there yet. Did we pinch any cable? No. Looks okay. However, it seems to be like some resistance here. I don't know why. Is this these plastic pins? It's sitting lower in there than on the other end. Or should we push it a bit more, or is it just going to be mounted a little bit higher here? Let's see how this goes. Make sure no part of the bottom panel assembly extends outside the bottom frame. Well, not 100% sure, to be honest. I mean, nothing is going over, yeah, that's right. It's not going over the corner, but let's see how this comes together. So there might be the screws holding this a little bit higher. Yeah, that's about how it looks for me. It's a bit higher up in the front, and it's definitely lower at the rear. So probably all the screws are going to hold this thing in the right position. I would tape the wires, don't flop around. Yeah, yeah, maybe we should do this. That's actually a good idea, so we don't pinch them later. Tape. Tape. I mean, a different tape here. Not the perfect solution. I mean, neither this tape nor the other tape is the best. You can use this. This is just some medical tape, but it's also okay. So let's tape the cable here. Yeah, so good shout out. So nothing is getting pinched at any point. Just keep them in place. Okay, last one. At least it should work for the next hour or such. I'm not sure how long this tape is going to stick. Okay, next step. Mounting the bottom frame right side. Right side is front right. Slightly lift one of the corners, align the threaded hole, join both parts together with the M34RT, move to the rear corner, align the holes, and that's probably going to repeat it for all of the corners, right? This is the right side of things. Okay. Is this coming together? Yeah. Is it aligning? Good question. Is it coming together correctly? No. So we're not tightening this for now. Now we have to lift it a bit here. So get the second screw in position. Probably easier with the screwdriver. Okay. It sits much higher now. It sits higher here, right? So it really has a little more distance here. So a little bit of a gap now. And we'll do the opposite side now, right? So okay, we did 2 and move to the rear side. Okay. There's 2 more, of course. We go one by one around all of the corners. Okay. This corner here. It's definitely better with the screwdriver. And we'll go to the next side. Yeah, I'm going to the front. So last one here, and then the front. And we should be good. Gets easier the more screws are in position, because it's then already lifted into the right height here. Okay. And two more. The last two at the front. That were the easiest, of course, because it's already aligned. Fine. Nice. So the bottom part is done. What's next? It's time to reward yourself. Stack your gummy bears in 8 rows. Arrange the number of gummy bears in each row as shown in the picture. Eat the first row. So the first row has 5 bears. So I'm not going to align them. I don't have the space here to do this. We need all the table space that we have. But we're probably going to eat 5. No, why not nail them? Nail them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many are there in this bag, but probably enough. So you finish the bottom. Set the assembly aside for now. Let's move to the next chapter. Okay. Aside. Oh. Good call out. Aside means we need some space here, which we obviously do not have. So I'm probably gonna put stuff away. Okay. Definitely possible. This is bamboo lab. Okay. A surprise box, which we can also do now. Shall we? You need to move house and get a bigger gadget room. Or get somewhere big enough to have an assembly room. Okay. Why not? Probably just one little problem with that. So we have, I have a family and there's probably some objections against that. Okay. Where is the cutter? Here we go. So I'm gonna open the surprise box number 1 now, while we are cleaning up a bit. Come on. You could kick the kids out and use their rooms, of course. Oh my goodness. So what's in box number 1? This is one of the surprise boxes that came with the big printer box. A steel sheet, textured steel sheet. Nice. Textured powder coated sheet. Okay, so we have 2 and another one. Satin powder coated sheet. So there we have 3 different choices. I think, remember when I had the Mark III's, I also had all 3 different sheets, and I think my favorite one was, I think it was the satin powder. This is the one that I'm also using most of the time on the Prusa Mini. Right, it has a nice shiny texture. It's already very sticky. And then there's the PI sheet, which is good for PLA, but somewhat difficult to use with higher temperature prints. What else is here? What else do we have here? Seems to be a replacement nozzle. High flow obsidian Prusa nozzle. Okay, wow, that's nice. That's definitely something that it's not focusing. Here we go. That's definitely something that is, that's awesome. It's really something that I want to test out. I'm not sure what the original, like the nozzles that we're gonna put into the printer in the beginning, or what's the like the nozzle that's coming with the printer. I'm not sure if it's a high flow obsidian nozzle. It's probably more like a normal brass nozzle. I have no idea, to be honest, but we'll have to keep it somewhere. Probably gonna keep it here with the other electronic parts. That's great. So we have 2 more panels here, 2 more print sheets, and we have another nozzle, and then we have this box here. What is this? Don't throw away parts inside. Don't throw away. For sure not. Okay. And oh, what's that? Some merch here. We got a Prusa head. Okay. That's nice. That's definitely a nice add-on to the pack. So probably a good, that will definitely either be a good giveaway or something that we want to keep. Well, we'll see. Giveaway. Okay, Porphyrius is for a giveaway. Well, why not? Let's see. Let's see. We might have some more things to do in terms of giveaway. I'm gonna hang it up here somewhere that we have it. We'll just take a little hook here and put it up here, so it's not getting lost. So, gummy bears here, and this is, did we miss anything? I think not in this box. Okay, so this is going somewhere where it's not blocking my space. Okay, so talking about moving stuff, we have to move this. We should be moving this platform somewhere. I'm gonna keep it here. So I made some space here, so it's out of the way. So what is next? Next step here in the manual. Let's take a look. So we'll probably need all of the tools. So I'm not really searching for the stuff. Everything is here in this little bag. We need power supply, parts preparation. So we need this box. I think this was a little bit bigger. Here, Delta PSU. Up here. So we want to prepare this. There's the power supply. What is next? Then we need different screws. So we wanna. This is a bit unfortunate that they didn't. I think in the Mark III's build there was everything was in little bags, but it was also zipped bags. So there was. These are just if you open them, then you cannot close them anymore. So it's going to be a bit messy potentially. So I'm just going to keep them upright. What is this? M46R. So let's find them. M3, M4, 6R. Okay, should be in here. Power terminal screw, is this the ones? I'm not sure. These look familiar, but it's not for the power supply. But where are the M46R? Here. It's 3. It's only 1 spare. Okay, what else? Body power cables found in the electronics package. Power panic cable. Okay, I've seen this. Let's have a look. Electronics. It's probably in here. Here. This is the one. Power panic cable and body power cable. That's what we need. Yes. Preparing the PSU, inserted 2 M46R screws on the left side. Okay, let's do this. Left side is this side. We need 2. And we're not putting them in completely, just so they don't fall out. Probably going to use to slide this into some position and then probably fixing it. 3 to 4 turns are enough. And then we are... Okay, what are we doing here? Wait a minute. We're so slightly loosening. Okay, I was just confused for a second. So we're loosening the terminal screws. Okay. Next, we are putting in the power cables. Connecting power cables one by one. Terminal screws are installed on a PSU already. How are we connecting this? Positive, yeah. It's 4 cables, so we want to do this in the right way. Plus, plus, minus, minus, from left to right. Or maybe you want to turn it, so we don't have to twist it. Okay, and then this goes here. And second one. So this is how it should look like. All power cables are now connected. And probably last thing to do is panic cable, if I'm not wrong. Plug the power panic cable to the rightmost connector. This is where the power panic cable goes, here. Will it fit in or not? Is it? Should be this way. Shouldn't this go easier? Is it the wrong way? Ah, this is the right way. Okay. So we have all these cables connected. Panic cable, power cable, next step. So we don't need that for a second. What next? We need the Core One X-Body box in the metal parts 3 of 3. So there's another box that we did not yet open. Metal parts 2 of 3. Metal parts 3 of 3. Here we go. Oh, there's not much stuff in here. Okay, this is all about electronics box. This is the X-Body box. What else do we need? We need grommets in the electronics and fasteners package. Searching. Here. There is different grommets sizes. So let's make sure we have the right diameter here. Different grommets in here. We'll probably need the big ones for the front outlet. 1916. So there should be 2 in here of that size. Maybe a couple more. This looks right. Yeah. This is good. So probably want to push them in. So they sit here nice and flush. That's the surface. Okay. Next, thermal pads. Found in the electronics and fasteners. Thermal pads. Good question. I think we also need zip ties. I already have that here. Thermal pads. Wet wipe. Nozzle cleaner. Thermal pads. Here we go. This is the package. What next? We need one big thermal pad, 2 small ones. Porphyrius needs a bio brake. Yes. Thank you for letting us know. Then we need 4 zip ties. Yes, we have that. And M36 screws. Yeah, M36. So let's find them. This should be here somewhere. M34, M34T, M36. Here we go. M36, 38 pieces. Okay. Just trying not to open it that much. How many? 6, 9. Okay. Fine. So we have 9 screws. What else? More parts. Is this all about preparation still? Okay. Then we need body extension board in the electronics and chamber. Is this the one? Well, probably. How does this look like? Has this one? No, this is display. How is it looking? I think this is not the one, is it? No, it's different. They all looked a little bit different. So what else? We need the body board. That's probably this thing here. So I want to do this carefully. So the body board, but I didn't yet find the extension board. It's in the electronics and chamber. There's a different package. I think this must be then maybe this one here. Yeah, there's another box. Electronics box. This might be what we're looking for. The electronic body extension, and there's cables that we need. I can tell you this is definitely a lot more stuff than in the Mark III. So much more. So this is the body extension board. And what cables? Extension cable in the electronics and fasteners. This is this one. Body extension cable. Okay. Looks like this is the one. Is this really just one cable? No. This is a little red cable and a shorter connection. This looks like a, I don't know what this is. Okay, it looks like a ground cable, but it's not probably. Assembly multi-tool, one found in the printed parts. Where did we have the printed parts? The printed parts package. Wasn't here, wasn't here. Where did I put it? Man, so many boxes. Here we go. Printed parts package. And then we need a small tool, assembly multi-tool. Okay, I'm interested what this is. What is an assembly multi-tool? This looks interesting. It's a small printed part. It's probably for putting, I don't know, rods into position. I don't know exactly what this is for. We're gonna learn this. Assembly multi-tool. Okay, we have that. Fine. What next? This is the tool. Then we are applying the thermal pads, peeling off the white protective layer from all the thermal pads. And then we are attaching them to the body board. Okay, let's do this. So 1, 2, 3 for now. Only 3 pads. So let's turn this upside down, facing in this direction. And there is, wow, this is really easy to do. We cannot really miss it. There is these markers here, so you can't really miss the position. Is it already sticking? Do we peel off the, yeah, we'll probably peel off the other layer later. Okay, let's put this in the little squares. Okay. What next? So we peeled off. Now they want us to, they want us to peel off the blue tape. Avoid touching the chips, capacitors, or other parts. Okay. And we're doing this for all of the thermal pads, probably because we are going to put it inside of the box now. Okay, so that's the idea. Let's do this. They've recommend doing this with the multi-tool, so I'm trying this. This is easier. At least it's easier to peel the stuff off, that's right. Okay, the last one. So all of these pads are now exposed. Now next step is to insert the main board, body board, into this frame here by aligning the, they use this for aligning, so we are aligning the network connector here, the Ethernet port, and pushing this through. Also the mounts for the screws, we want to align this so this is really above the mounting holes. This looks about right. Hope this is all working. Okay. The thing with the network connectors is it probably needs to be pushed a little bit in. Yeah. That looks better. So it's a little bit it's coming out. So probably have to screw it in place. The network connector it needs a little push so it stays in the hole because there's some springs. So let's fix it in place. Yeah, it's always coming out. Fix the position with M36 screws. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to start here where the network connector is, on this side at least. Okay, so it's not jumping out anymore. And there's 5 mounting points. So one is here in the back. Oh, come on. Probably should make this magnetic. So the 3 remaining ones, where is the position? One is here in the front. Okay. And I have 2 more here in the corners. And the idea of the thermal pads is probably that they're gonna push this mainboard, or they're gonna be pushed against the frame so they can transfer the heat over to this metal frame. Okay, 5 screws are in place. Fix the position inserting 5 screws. Do not fully tighten the screws. A few turns are enough for now. So maybe they want to adjust some positions. Okay, let's figure this out. I mean, we can do this later. If they don't want us to tighten the screws, that's fine for me. However, fix the position. Put aside your instinct. Leave the hole on the bottom right empty. Why? Why should we leave that hole empty? Why should not? Okay, maybe I like to. Don't trust your instincts. Okay, I trusted my instincts and I did the wrong one. Okay, fine, Prusa, fine. Okay, we're not doing this. There's another one here. It's going here. And we should not put one in this corner, and we should not tighten everything. Okay, let's do it like they say. Installing the X-body extension is the next step. So insert the X-body extension board to the X-body box above the X-body board, and notice the orientation. Okay, so this is the orientation. There is also an outlet for the USB-C. And fix it with 4 M36 screws. Tighten them completely. Okay, this time we're not wrong. So it's like we're using 4 screws and really tightening them. Okay, let's do this. Don't be shy. It's really wobbling around a lot. Can you please not move anymore? Come on. I hate it when screwdrivers aren't magnetic. So I probably should use the magnetizer to fix this problem. It's not staying anywhere. So let's use pliers then. If it's not working this way, it's not staying where it should be. It's always tumbling around. Maybe we start in this corner here. Okay, that's better. Why they made it 2 boards and not 1 board? I'm sure. Maybe it's manufacturing issues, reasons. Maybe it's easier to replace one part if one breaks. I mean, of course you could probably have one board, but yeah, maybe maybe different printers. I'm not sure whether, but this could be that this is maybe a board for a future printer that, or that they want to keep it modular for a printer that doesn't require that many ports. Think about it this way. Like one of the printers that still doesn't have a modernized mainboard is the Mark III series. I'm not sure if this is the same mainboard that you get if you want to upgrade to Mark IV. Not sure if this is maybe the reason, or is this really a mainboard that is only for this very printer? Okay, we did do this step. We fixed this in place. So, installing zip ties. Take a closer look at the X-Body box. There are 6 perforations on the metal case. Proceed very carefully. Be careful not to damage the connectors or capacitors. Attach the hook on the assembly multi-tool below the first perforation on the left. So what are they doing here? So they are routing this zip tie around the corner with this multi-tool. That's interesting. So we are doing this for on the first one, and we're skipping a 3rd and 6th. So we have only, they were supposed to do only 4 if I'm not mistaken. So we're doing this for the first one. Let's try this. It's an interesting thing. So we're going to push this in and then using this tool, trying to bend it around the corner. Is this working? Not sure. Yeah, it's working. Shall we also close the? No, probably not, right? We're just keeping it sitting here, not closing the loop yet. It's not mentioned, so we're not doing it. And now we're doing it for the 2nd and the 4th and 5th. Okay, not for the other ones. For whatever reason that might be. Okay. Yeah, the teeth must be visible inside, so that's the right, correct orientation. I think a pretty useful tool, to be honest. You want to make sure that you're not pushing it under the mainboard. Probably the only way to avoid this. Okay, so we have 4 zip ties in this little loops. What next? Plug the body extension connector with the free red cable to the body extension board. Okay. This way. So there's one end of the cable that has a red cable. So this goes into the extension board. The other side goes into the body board. Easy enough. Push. And how is this oriented? Yes, way down. Okay. Fine. Plug in. Easy enough. Then we did already the grommets. So next step, Wi-Fi, parts preparation. Okay, we're doing the Wi-Fi module now. ESP Wi-Fi found in the electronics package. Okay, let's see. Electronics. This is the module. Let me get it out. So this is the Wi-Fi module. We have that, and then we have a printed part and a screws. So 2 screws actually. Let's see. We have a printed cover. And one of these little bags here. This is probably the one. This is the Wi-Fi cover. Little cover for this little board. And a couple of screws. So which one, like M312, M36. I think we had M38 here. M36. One more time. M36. Yeah, this was already open. How many? 2. Goes right back into here. And M312. Is it also the same bag? No, it's not. It's weird. Kind of in different zip bags. Okay, M312. We only need 1. M312. So carefully rip this open. And then we should have everything for this step. Hope so. Yes, so what are we doing here? We're assembling, we're putting 2 short ones, which one is into the side of this box. Okay. Not fully. We should leave at least 4 millimeter of gap. Okay, so now just doing, I don't know, 3 turns or whatever. Then we are inserting this module into the cover. Probably this way around. Yeah. And then we're pushing it. There's a little connector here on the opposite side. There is a 8-pin connector. And we're pushing this in these 8 little pins. We need to carefully push them into this connector. Not sure if this is easily done. Is there an easier way to do this? So it's not falling out, maybe this way. It's a little bit finicky here to hit the 8 pins, not bending anything. Okay. And then we are going to secure it with this M312 screw. Well, this seems to be a little bit smaller, so we have to go through the plastic first. Is it? Okay. It's not moving anymore. What this connector is for, I'm not sure. I want to say, I don't know, 6-pin connector for whatever. Maybe for programming this module at a later stage. Okay, so put the assembly aside for a while. So we don't need that for now. We did all of this. Now, coming to, so we don't need this. This is all garbage. What's next? Back panel parts preparation. The back panel was here, but we misused it for storage, as storage space. So here we go. This is the back panel. Let's see, what else do we need? Grommets. This was one bar back here. We need different sizes. 2 large ones. One, two. And then a couple of small ones, 2. Are they all the different size? Sealing plug. So let me take a look at the pictures. Yeah, this is 2 large ones, 2 small ones, and a sealing plug. Okay. And M34RT. Didn't we already have those somewhere? Yeah, we have them here. How many? 2. So, continuing here. What's next? So we're going to insert the sealing plugs. Let's just do it like this. So the sealing plugs, the big ones, and there are small ones. I guess these are the small ones. 1 and 2. Oh, this is the sealing plug. Which direction? This way. Okay, there's a small one here. And okay, let's do this. Okay, this is the small one, number 1. Then this is the sealing plug. Okay, that's closed. Next, insert 1 small grommet to the left circle hole, insert 1 small grommet into the oval hole. Which one? Which one? Which side are we talking about? Position the back panel as shown. Use the 2 ovals selected reference. Okay. But which one are they talking about? There is multiple small oval holes. Honestly, I don't know which one they are talking about. Help me out. So this is the thing. So this is how I oriented it. So I inserted the small one here. I inserted this plug in the center, and then they are talking about a small oval. This seems to be at the end, like at the rear. It seems to be up here. I guess this is here. Yeah, there's a small oval opening here. Okay, I get it. So we still have two grommets left. Left top side, one large grommet, but only one goes into this hole here. Strange, why only one? The second hole is still open. So they only use one grommet here, but not in the second hole. Hard to see. This is still no grommet here. And on the opposite side, okay. Fine. Next step. Aligning the power supply unit. Carefully insert the PSU into the rear panel pocket. Aligning screws on left slide into place. Okay. I heard that for some people this was difficult. For me, it honestly is quite easy. Super easy to slide it in. Aligns nicely. Shall we fix this now? Oh, we have done this. Gently slide to the position, maintain the position and tighten both screws. So nothing more to do here. Just fix it in this position. So here we go. It's not moving. Probably there's one more fixed point here to keep it from wobbling. Hope they are going to mention that. Didn't yet mention this, but I'm sure there will be one screw here at some point. So anyways, the X body assembly are sliding in. Where are we going to slide this in? Opposite side, I guess. There's these two screws here, and we're probably going to slide it in here. Very likely that this is going to be the position. Yes. And we are also fixing them. We still don't have this final corner screw for the mainboard fixed. And there's two small screws here that I was also not doing yet. So let's see when this is going to happen. Good. Next. Here we go. These are the two ones that I was kind of curious. Now, can we magnetize this screwdriver? Don't have the magnet here. Unfortunate. Yeah, I don't want to leave the studio, but that's something for next time. So definitely want to magnetize my screwdrivers, or the Prusa screwdrivers that came with the kit. So we're fixing this to the back panel, so nothing is wobbling around here. There's a little bit of play here still, at least for this body board box. What next? Power cables. Parts preparation. There's a cable cover which we need from the printed parts. This is the one. Yeah. What else? M3NS nut. Interesting what that is. M3NS. N3NN, M3N, M3NS, and moment. Well, what? Is this a printing error? No, it's just an S. M3 and S. This is square nuts. Okay, so we need how many? 2. Okay. Careful to get in them. Don't want to rip this off completely. Okay, 2 little square nuts. What else? M310RT. M310RT is not in this bag. Okay. The M310RT. Must be this one then. Here we go. M310RT. How many? 2. Okay. So many little bags, so many things. And 6 32 power terminal screw. You probably have seen this here. Power terminal 7. That's a spare one. Okay, what do we do with this? We're connecting the power cables now. This is interesting. So we're gonna one of the cables, one red cable leading from PSU and connected to the first left terminal slot. Okay. And then the black one goes to the second. Okay. Let's do this first. First terminal. And the second one is minus. This is the heat bed input. Power for the heat bed. Okay, so let's keep this organized somehow. This is not sticking up here. It's a little bit in the way, but it's probably going to work. Second, red cable will be coming on together with this little red cable. So we're gonna push the screw through both of these connectors, and I'm gonna have it like this, according to the manual. So they are both connected to the plus connector this way. What about the minus cable? This is how it should look like, and we did it right so far. And what else? Anything to look at? Okay, this wire management for take one red cable from the power supply. Which step are we in? Take the second red cable and attach it to the red cable leading from the extension board. And we're screwing. Guide the X-body extension cable carefully between the fuses. Yeah, we did that. It's not pressing against any of your fuses. It's also good. Second black cable. That's logical. That's the general power input, right? So we have one that's separate for the heat bed, and then the second one is only for the main board. So now panic cable. How does this get inserted? So we probably want to guide the X-body extension cable carefully between the fuses, ensuring it's positioned securely without pressing. Okay, so we're gonna make a couple of loops. So we are just putting it in between here, connecting this little plug. So what's the orientation of this plug? It's a good question. This way, is it? Yes. So, and then we should make a little loop here. Probably this will be fixed with the zip tie there. Looks about, this is the right fix. This is the right position. Somewhere here. So this connector is not obstructed. Somehow we can still plug these cables in. Okay. No obstructions around the threaded holes in the box. So we should make sure that there's nothing obstructing any screw holes or whatever. This looks about good. If I buy one, it's shipped by FedEx and they suck for shipping. They're talking about buying the Prusa the printer new. Okay. I see. Currently 10 people watching on YouTube and 11 on Twitch. That's interesting. It's about 50-50 people watching mobile and the desktop version. Wanna buy me one too? 3Ds Nafu is looking at the Excel. Well, my goodness, that's an investment. Are you looking for the 5 tool head version? So we're next doing the power supply cover. We're inserting these tiny. Oh, why is this? This probably needs 2 more connector later. Power terminal screws going back to the box. We will have these little T-nuts going in here. That's tricky. Maybe better with the pliers. That's number one. Opposite side. My goodness. Finicky parts here. Okay. It's all in. Okay, so this is kind of a, like, where does this go? I'm not sure yet. Well, we are going to mount this. Okay. Attach the power cable cover on the PSU cables. On. Secure the cover with two M310RT screws. Okay, this is supposed to push down these cables. What's the orientation for this way? Okay, so it's pushing down the cables so they don't come up. Okay, get it. Where are they going to, where's the counter? Where's the point where they're going to be mounted to? There's two holes in the bottom of the frame. Okay, here we go. Nice. It's actually so many little details. It's just a printed part that's holding these cables in place. Simple solution, simply works. Okay, next we have a fan grid found in the electronics and chamber parts package. A thermistor, chamber thermistor, okay, and a zip tie cooling fan 2 times found in the car. Okay, I think I know what this looks like. I've seen this here. It's probably these two fans here. Cover. Nice cover here. That's not 3D printed. I think this is probably a lasered part. What else? Cables. Where's this thermistor? Electronics and chamber parts. Electronics. Is this one? There's two electronics and fasteners. Electronics and chamber. Here we go. So there is a thermistor cable. Top we need one zip tie. Okay, my zip tie is here. Where's it? Where's the gun? One bag was that. This is the one. One zip tie. Cooling fan and M330 2 times. M330 again. Another bag here, M330. Here we go. 4 times. Oh, this is, yeah. These are the ones with the shaft is half threaded only. Only like 1 centimeter. Okay. What else? Okay, this looks interesting. So we're running this thermistor cable through the grid, guiding it under the grid, and then kind of fixing this in somewhere in the middle. Because they're coming up, going down, and coming up again. Okay. How much of it's supposed to stick out? Not sure. This much, maybe? Okay. Carefully secure the thermistor cable by tightening the zip tie. Where is the zip tie going? Okay, so we're basically just putting this zip tie through here. So it is holding this sensor in place, but there's not really any different anymore. It's just sticking out a little bit here. Okay. Do not over tighten the zip tie. Okay, got it. Okay, so I think this is good. Can we cut it? Yeah, I'm gonna cut the zip tie off, the rest. Good old ender 3 cutter. It's gonna be helpful here. So the tools, getting more tools, more and more tools. So this is done. Thermistor is in place. Now we're probably gonna mount these fans. No, not yet. Attaching the fans, but different than I thought. Attach both fans to the grid in the back panel. How? The grid cutouts must be facing you. Attach both fans to the grid in the panel. So let's do this. Oh, how's the orientation of this? Place and orient the back panel according to the picture. Grid cutouts must be facing you. Ah, so we have to turn it upside down. Okay, get it. Get it. Okay, so the fans are oriented so we don't see the stickers, and those fans are, the cables are going upwards. So this way, so close together. Yeah, this looks good. This is the inside of the printer. This is going to transport air to the outside. So orient the fans so the cables run from the corners in the center. Let the cables hang freely for now, ensuring they are not pinched. Then place the fan grid assembly on the cooling fans, okay, in this orientation. this way. So, and then we are using these long screws to run them all the way through the panel and the fans into this back panel. Okay. First one, we start at one corner. Am I hitting it? Okay, so let's keep it like that for now. So we need to do this. Here's another one. The hard part is really hitting those cutout holes, but you can kind of feel it where the position is. Good. Not doing it too tight here, so nothing is bending. Okay, so these should not move anymore. Do not over tighten to avoid damaging the grid. Yes, sounds reasonable. Okay, so we're now doing a different step, which is, there is no real, like, probably no hint that, okay, this is the step where we mounted the fans. Next step, we are going to, Porphyrius is going to bed. Don't forget there is a couple of us on both. Start off with 2. I have to go to bed soon. I have to be up soon as the kids are up early. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Thanks for, by the way, thank you very much for joining, especially the mods, because I know sometimes it's quite late or quite early, definitely, like depends where you are. So thanks a lot for joining. And see you next time then. 10 minutes burgers, go to the barbecue. Nice. Yeah, I wish you a good night, Porphyrius. Thanks for joining. So here it's also getting a little bit late, but not so late, honestly. Still, we have some time left. I think we're gonna go for another hour or such, at least 1 p.m. In the morning, 1 a.m. in Germany. Sorry, 1 a.m. And we're moving on to the next step, which is the rear profiles. The rear profiles are the long profiles, longer ones, yeah. The longer two, the other 2 longer ones differ by having cutouts. So we have 2 that don't have cutouts. So let's find them first. There must be somewhere here. So let's, these have cutouts. This is also with cutout. And this doesn't have a cutout. So 2 profiles with no cutouts. These are 2 ones. Okay. So we need nylon rivets. Let me see. Well, what is that? Nylon rivets. Okay. These are probably somewhere in the fasteners. Not sure. Didn't see them yet, to be honest. Maybe I just overlooking them. Look. Nylon rivets, to be honest. Have to find them. Here are nylon spacers, but no rivets. Whew. Here, nylon rivets. Oh, they are really tiny. Really tiny. How many do we need? 11. That's quite a few. Oh, and they are very tiny. So be careful that we're not dropping stuff. And because they are so tiny and so light, it's easy to drop them and flying around. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's actually harder to get them back into this little bag. My goodness. Yeah, I didn't want to rip this open so much, but can't avoid it. Okay, so this is the nylon rivets. Okay, I read quite a bit of into the topic of the nylon rivets, anyways, because the nylon rivets are also used to fix the cover or the top cover, and there was quite a few discussions about whether it's a good idea to have the cover fixed in place versus having it, for example, as a magnetic detachable top cover, which I would personally prefer. So I'm quite sure that I will give it a more in-depth reading to make the covers maybe detachable. Need to look into this, how this is actually going to work, if there is any additional parts needed or whatever. So we need more screws. We need M3 4RT. 4RT, 4RT here, 4 times. Then there's a self-tapping screw from the electronics and fasteners package. Self-tapping. Let's find it. This is maybe not here in this bag. Is that a different one? Let's see. M socket. It's 2.96. Oh my goodness. Here, this is 2.96. No, it's not a power terminal screw. Here, 2.96.5S. We're learning new definitions for screw sizes. Other people would probably say, yeah, an M 2.9, 6.5S. Well, that's a small self-tapping screw. It's just a small one. Okay. How does this work? Installing the rear profiles. So now this is where it gets interesting, where we want to make sure that everything is super squared. They did not mention, this is, I think this is something we should kind of comment here, that, where is the comments here? You should mention here as in the previous steps, that you should put the back panel aside for now. I think this is reasonable because we are not working with it in the next step, right? We're going to a completely different step and it's completely different parts, and we might need it maybe in a second, but we don't need it now. So actually we need another part, we need the bottom part, right? That's mentioned here. Take the bottom assembly. Curious which direction we are looking. The cables have detached. Our little tapes didn't stick. Okay. Okay, so we're like turn it to sort of rear side with one motor faces you. Okay, let's do this. Focus on the right rear corner, side with the longest oval. And what are we doing here? Align the hole on the rear side and secure it with the M34RT screw. Okay. You mean this way? Okay, so not using these flanges. Okay, so this is not working. So it's going to be in this corner. It's going to be this part vertical. That's tricky because you need to use the screw to fix it. At the same time, you need to hold it, and the screwdriver and the screw. Actually, you would usually need 3 hands. I mean, you can put the screw on the screwdriver to start inserting it, but it's definitely a bit trickier. So could use a second person here, or a third hand. But yeah, we can do it. So let me see if we can show this. So we're mounting this now vertical to the corner. Nice. There's definitely very difficult to misalign this, honestly. Like, we will find out if it's squared later. So I'm going to tighten the screws. How much do we tighten the screws? Align the holes, secure the corner. Each corner with the each corner will be secured with 2 M3RT screws. Proceed the same with the second rear profile on the rear left corner. Okay, so we're doing this on the other side here, this corner. Taking another screw on the screwdriver. So it's good. Not tightening it yet, but I mean, so far things are aligning nicely. There's also hardly a way to misalign this. I mean, there's zero movement here, if not impossible to move this part. If it's not square, I think it's not square. Definitely no way to align these in any different way. Okay, so we have 2 vertical parts now in place. The comment here was, had a minor misalignment where the 2 panels overlapped right next to the screw in the second picture. Fixed it by loosening the 2 screws on the rear bottom panel, then inserting and tightening the screws of the rear right corner, and then tightening the screws on the bottom panel. That was one person who had some issues here with aligning, but for me there was 0 problems, to be honest. 0 issues with aligning the part. So fits here, is really perfectly aligned. Okay, what is next? Mounting the back panel. Now we need the back panel again. We're going to lift it in place. And we are using these nylon rivets. That's maybe the weird part. Why not have... I mean, here we have these kind of I don't know how they are actually made here, but there is definitely some threads here in these corners. The metal is not thicker, but these threads are kind of like set on top or like welded on top of the metal parts. And wondering why they didn't do this for all of the holes, so that we just use screws and not these rivets. So how's it done? We push them insert one nylon rivet through the rear panel and rear profile on the top right side. Okay. Push it through until it's fully seated. Use this procedure for all 11 nylon rivets and secure this in place. Okay, let's start with that. So, bring this panel no cables twisted here somehow. No. Okay, so we're gonna push the rivet in this corner. I hope this is this the one? Just looking, here is one hole that seems to be for the rivet. Okay, so this is one rivet in here. And same up on this side. How is it done? Just pushing it through. I mean, this is fairly easy, I must admit, but again, I think having screws like going all from top to bottom, I would have preferred to have those instead. It's a little bit more work, but that's how it is. How many are we using? So there's a couple of holes where we're supposed to use the rivets, and some where we don't use them, so we need to be careful that we're not doing it in the wrong positions. Here. And a couple more. Must admit, it's easy to do, right? You just push them through and that's it. It's probably holding well enough. However, I think I'm personally still on the come on, rivet, where are you going? I would rather prefer to have screws. So this is how it looks now. This is the back side. This is where we have put the rivets. Right, so 11 rivets are in place. What is next? Stepper, splitter, oh my goodness, this is a topic jump. Okay, so we have one screw left, which goes where? In this corner, okay. Here in the bottom corner, fine. Okay, one little screw in the bottom left corner. Probably is a last resort, saving us from, I don't know, vibrations maybe? Okay, so what is next? Stepper splitter parts preparation. For the following steps, please prepare stepper splitter 1X found in the electronics chamber parts package, stepper splitter cable found in the electronics and fasteners cable. Let's see, stepper splitter cable. So, in this bag here. Now the thing is, this is completely blocking off the light on this table. Let's try it. stepper splitter cable. This is the cable, I guess. So, must be this one. And then we have a tiny PCB board that's called stepper splitter, which we find. Where do we find this? What was it? Electronics and fasteners. Okay, should be here somewhere. Oh, electronics and chamber parts. Okay, electronics and chamber parts. Then this is here. Here we have a stepper splitter. Okay. What are we doing with this? Very carefully turn the assembly on its back panel. Recommended to support the rear of the assembly with a soft raised pad to prevent it from resting on the protruding Wi-Fi module. Okay. There is a foam piece I remember, which was in the here in this this is the foam piece, so we can use that and put the whole thing on flat, kind of. Good. So it's now like this. Question is, what do we do with this? So we're guide the stepper splitter cable through the 3 zip ties on the left side. Okay. Just the same plug on both ends, yes. So we're going to look at this is the motor. So it's like left side from that perspective is this side here going through the loops. Okay. For now, where's this? Okay, it's just in the wrong direction. Why does it have to be exactly this way? I'm not quite like. Let's not ask this question. There is one side which has this little label here, and we're supposed to have it hanging outside. Okay, it's fine. Guide the stepper splitter cable through the 3 zip ties. For now, leave the side with the label hanging freely outside. Then we are guiding the Z-axis motor R cable through the 3 zip ties on the left side. Okay, so this one, it's a long cable, guiding it from the bottom to the top. Okay. So that's where it comes out. And then we have connect stepper splitter cable. So there is this little PCB here. How are they using it? So they're connecting the splitter here. First plug. Then ZR, this plug here. Then we have this cable here, ZL, and ZL. So we have all these cables connected. Locate 2 spacer pins in the bottom frame. So these are the spacer pins here. From the inside of the frame, prepare the stepper splitter and attach its holes opposite the pins. So this way. And we are pushing it over these pins. It's necessary to put a significant pressure, but we should not. We should make sure that we're not damaging anything. Oh, this is interesting. Like, how are we supposed to ensure this? This is very stiff. Okay, so I hope I didn't break anything. So I pushed it on these 2 pins. There was one comment here in the manual which says, this is crazy. The amount of force you need to apply is probably close to breaking the board itself. That's right. I'm gonna leave a little comment here. Let me just make this a bit like, oh, but that's not good. That's right. The PCB holes could be just a tiny bit larger, so this is not such a hard push. Or find a more elegant solution. How are we supposed to ever remove this part without breaking anything? Okay, so we're the first 2 people leaving comments on this guide. I hope that Prusa is working on this as soon as they read it. Next. Significant, yeah, significant it's more than significant, it's crazy. I agree that this is kind of a crazy amount of force. It was really difficult. I was afraid that I would break something. Yeah, so next, mounting. This is done. For the following steps, please prepare the XLCD cable found in the electronics and fasteners package, the main FE cable, whatever that is, in the electronics and fasteners. So XLCD, I think I've seen this. This is a big cable, pretty wide cable. Yeah, this is the cable. And then we have a cable that's called FE cable. FE. This is here. So this looks like a power cable actually. Weird cable with multiple connectors. Interested what this is. This is a ground cable, or what's this supposed to be? Maybe. Next. Guiding the LCD cable. Guide the stepper splitter cable through. What? The comments are so funny here. By this step, all your anti-vibration feet should have fell off, or at least most of them. No, they're pretty. I mean, yeah, they're kind of not sticking that much anymore. Some of the one of the edges was coming off. That's true. Or at least both of them. I'm going to have to reattach with two-sided tape. Yeah, so that's funny. Yep, same here. Indeed, half of them fell off. Love this build so far, but the rubber feet adhesive is worthless. My goodness. Might be true, yeah. Gorilla's super glue worked like a champ on the rubber feet. Yeah, so I guess this is the solution. Guide the stepper splitter cable through the oval hole to the electronics. Okay, let's do that. Up, up, up. The oval hole. It's through. And take the end of the XLCD cable with the QR code label. Okay. Here's the QR code. And cable must be slightly folded to pass through the hole. Okay, so we're guiding it. Guide the cable, but which side is going through the hole? Okay, we're going to push it through the oval. Okay, let's do this. So we're going to push this end through the oval. Do you not see? I don't see how this is coming out. Is there enough space here? I hope so. I hope there's enough space for this cable. Okay, so we're pushing it a little bit through here. And then, what else? Guiding through the loops, right? Okay, let's do this. Let's guide it through here. That's why we are supposed not to tighten these zip ties, because otherwise this would not, for sure, this wouldn't fit through. It's way too wide. Come on. And last one here. It's a bit annoying. I'm gonna pull this cable through, push it way more to the electronic side, this splitter cable. Now we are running the LCD cable up. So where are we supposed to come out? That's a good question. Is there any zip ties up in the front here? No. I feel that cables are still hanging around here quite a bit. Not too happy with that, to be honest. So we're coming out to the front here in this front hole. Let's keep it like that. Keep protruding about approximately 6 centimeters. Okay, yeah, let's leave it like that for now. We're gonna have to do the zip ties later, I would say. Good. Next up, lay out the main FE cable as shown in the picture. So let's take a look. Where's my screen sharing? So we're laying out this cable as shown in the picture. How is this supposed to be? There's a long end. Okay. And there is short end down here. Okay, so I have this. The connectors are numbered in the picture. This numbering will be used in the following steps to help with proper connections. Okay, note, we will always indicate which connector to use in the following steps. However, it's a good idea to remember this overview for easier assembly. So we're going from the longest with number 1 to the shorter ones. Connecting, yeah, this is a grounding cable, if you want to call it like that. Prepare the connector number 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is somewhere in the middle. Where is this going? Locate the male fasten connector in the bottom corner. Okay. Good. Let's try to find this. It's probably somewhere here. Here in this corner, number 3. 1, 2, 3. This must be the connector, and I can see it here. It's down here. So we're gonna slide it on there. So we are connected to this pin. Curious where this goes now. Take the number 2. Number 2 is this one. And the round connector nearby. Insert the connector loosely into the hole in the bottom panel. So this is the hole. Okay, this is coming out here, somewhere on the back. Okay. Good. Then take connector number 1. This is this one here. And guide it through the zip ties on the right side of the frame. That's the long part with just one fasten connector at the end. Okay, so guide it through here. 1, 2, 3. Zip ties. Okay. We are here. Tighten all 3 zip ties. Should we really do this? Cut off the axis at the end. Are we really doing this? Not sure. Push it through, keep protruding approximately 6 centimeters. Like, what is 6 centimeters? I mean, yeah, I can imagine this is enough, but yeah, probably like it's gonna be a little bit, it's not gonna be under stress here. So we can tighten the zip ties. It's really true. It's the only cable that's going to be on this side of the whole printer. Tighten all 3 zip ties. I hope we're not going to make a mistake here. It's weird that it's only this single cable on this side of the printer. But yeah, might be. There's not so much electronics here at the bottom. So 1, so I guess there's enough cable inside of the printer now. Should be good. Okay, so this last one, let's cut it off. Not cutting the cable. 1. Number 2 and 3. Okay, that's garbage. And what will happen? Leave the cable hanging free for now. Good. So that's what we are doing here. We also have one that's going to the front. Take connector number 1, feed it through front. Okay, it's going to be probably on the display. Keep protruding 6 centimeters. Yeah, well, I'm not going to measure. Yeah, it's not really staying there. It's pretty stiff. So we're going to bend it a bit so it's going to stay in place. That's our long part. Okay. Push the connector through the rectangle opening. I did this. Leave the cable hang freely for now. Tighten all 3 zip ties. Cut off the excess. Okay, we did this. Yeah, that's it. Next step. 4 and 5. These are the last 2 ones left. And pushing both connectors through the leftmost hole, where the electronics is. There's no need to fully tighten the zip ties. However, the cables must still be easy to move for any necessary length adjustment through during connection. Carefully turn the printer back on its feet. Okay, so we're pushing these 2 connectors back through this hole. somehow here. Both. Two cables going through. I think we can now come up. I'm not actually tightening the zip ties yet. I will leave it as it is, to be honest. I think it's definitely fair to do this later. Okay. Wondering what we have to do next. So printer is back on its feet. We have the electronics here at the back. We have these. This is one of the connectors coming up. And there is two more here, right? There's one end here and another one here. Wondering where this gets connected. Don't see a connector here. Here we have the display cable. Let's see how this works. And focus on the backside, yeah. I'm gonna focus on the backside. So we need a couple more screws in this next step. A washer and M36 screw. So let's find this. M36. M38, M46R, M34, M36, M3W and M36. Okay, not here. M3W washer, okay. And M36, so both here in this bag. One screw and one washer. How is this? Where are these washers? So M3W is supposed to be in one of the bags here. I didn't find them yet. Here we are. So, how are you doing? How are you doing? Starting to look like a printer. Yes, slowly starting to look like a printer. It's actually not easy to show everything, especially in the vertical stream version. But you get the idea. You can probably resize it a bit, size it down slightly, maybe. Trying to make it as best as possible on both streams for you. So I hope this is working. However, I'm not sure yet, 100%. So this is where we are. Gonna focus on the electronic side of things. Guess we're now connecting lots of things, or like connecting these these ground cables. So what are we doing now? We're connecting connector cam number 4. This is the little one with the flat round connector. And we'll have it connected to the main board here in this corner. This is the corner connection that we left out earlier, where we didn't have the last screw, where I'm making this mistake, basically where I made this mistake to have the last screw already attached. If you can't see it, it's really difficult to see. It's here, a mainboard, the last corner screw. I'm going to show you how they are doing it. This is the little corner screw that we're doing now. We're using this flat connector and we're going to put it in here. So this is two things. One is the FE cable connected to the mainboard, and also like fixing the last mainboard screw. Okay. Difficult to see for you, so I'll keep you on this page here. Next step is then we are guiding this cable alongside the body box and pass it through the right side hose of the out of the box. Okay, so running it along the right hand side here, and we're going out this hole. For now, I guess this is where we are, right? So this cable stays right here. Connected to the second slot from the right in the top row, labeled R. Are you sure? Ah, this cable. I'm talking about the splitter cable. Okay. The splitter cable will go up here and to the second. Wait a minute, which one? This one. Okay. So we want to have it going here on the side as well. All of the cables should be going here so they can finally be fixed with the zip ties. Let's keep it like that for now. Stuff goes to the right hand side. Arrange the cables as shown. Route all the cables. So let's try to have it like that. Routing all cables to the top. Place the LCD cable over the other cables and route it upwards. How is this looking? Over the other cables. Okay. So this cable is supposed to be over the other cables, so like that. So it's going to be covering the other cables, all the other cables. So they're going to be pushed down by this cable, actually. However, want to be careful. So, and then we are going to connect it here. But how is it connected? Right orientation is this way. What? Okay. Okay, so we are going over as much as I can, going over the other cables. Now, we're making this little loop here. Hope this is fine now. And they were supposed to bottom zip tie should be tightened now, the bottom. So this is this one here. Okay. So things are kind of in place now. We can still, This is the tricky part. Still have to be able to reach these two connectors here, if I'm not wrong. Don't want to put too much stress on this section. So we still need to reach these. I want to be able to reach all the plugs, obviously. So this plug, still available. Cables are going here, which is, I think it's fine. So next up, what's next? Avoid cutting cables, yeah, for sure. So that's, I mean, I don't want to give it more pressure. I think it's good. It's fine. Don't want to bend it too much. Yeah, don't over tighten the zip tie exactly. We don't want to do that. We didn't do that. And cut off the excess length of the zip. Okay, next step. Next step is prepare the Core One PSU cover found on the printed parts and an M2 M310 screws. Okay, let's find this. How is this looking? It's a big Prusa logo on it. Okay. M3x10. Two screws. M310, okay. The rest goes back. Where will we mount this? Mounting it on the cover. Okay, so that's one screw which we are using. Which one? Which one? Did I miss something here? There is a screw here. Okay, there's a screw in the corner of the power supply that we need to remove. Okay, I guess this is the secret sauce here. Okay, ensure the FE connector number 4 is routed into the compartment, which is the case. Insert the removed screw through the FE cable connector and screw it back on. So we're going to remove one screw at the power supply. Oh my goodness. It's not easy. Screw here in the corner. I'm going to put this over and in, and then we're going to push it back. So we're going to... Why is it... This is not easy. This is not easy. It's a hard positioning. Man, I think we should somehow... Can't see it, sorry. Can't see it, so you're also not seeing it. This is a really weird place to work. Here we go. So, I can show it to you now. Where's this corner? Now here it is. This is the corner where we're attaching this last ground cable. Oh, and there's still one left here, but this is on the power supply. Now, I guess we want to cover this off like that. I think this is the plan. Exactly. And so we're now fixing this nice Prusa cover here. Final position, is it working? Or is it... Ah, okay, so there is one little trick here. That this cable should not block access to this corner screw thread, to the thread. Otherwise, it's probably going to be blocking it. Can we get it on? The tricky part is probably to hit this thread. Not easy. How is this supposed to be sliding in? Now, maybe? Are we hitting it? Not really, I guess. No, don't think so. It's not going in completely. Why not? Is this supposed to be like that? I think not. It probably should be going in further. But I'm also sure that I'm not hitting this mounting hole. And I can't see it, to be honest. It's really difficult. So, get it out. Difficult. The problem is that this grounding connector is sticking very much. It's really blocking this thread. Let's try one more time. And why is the screw not going here in completely? I know now. I know how this is supposed to work. It should be going over. Okay, this looks better now. Is it working now? Yes. I think now we can finally fix it. Okay, so our nice cover is now in place. Looks good. My goodness. My goodness. This is a lot of work. What are the next steps? We're taking a break, and I guess it's a perfect opportunity to take a little break here so that we are, of course, not yet finished, but at least we have built the base. We have done a lot of the electronics connections here, installed the fans, installed the motors, back panels mounted. Not too bad for day one, I guess. Wasn't sure, to be honest, how much we could do in the first day. So let me do one last thing here. Was the not 100% happy with how this looks for you. For the vertical viewers. Is it working? Nope. Let me try one more thing. Not sure if it's working. At least we can show you the thingy. Okay, this looks a little bit weird, I guess, but it is at least one way how I could show you a little bit more. So we're going to have some little black bars here. Maybe we're going to use the screen estate that we're going to free up for this, for adding the stuff that we have in the YouTube, in the Twitch channel. So we're going to have at least some messages down here. I think this is something for next week, so that we're going to fix this a little bit better for a mobile experience, so that you have a couple more informations down below, or maybe you're going to have the live stream chat somewhere in the bottom, so I can improve this a bit for you. But yeah, this is how far we came this week. This is how far we came. And next week, we're going to continue with the build. I guess we're going to finish the frame build next week. A couple more things with the electronics. I'm really curious how far we can come in the next stream. It's probably going to be another 4 hours to go. And then maybe a third stream doing the first couple of test prints. With that, I want to say thank you all. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming by for this live stream experience. Happy to have you here. And I guess next week is going to be even more exciting, because we're going to make more progress that's more visual, that's more tangible for you. So stick around and see you next time. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, want to wish you a good night wherever you are. So again, I think we should eat some Haribo bears. And with that, I guess we call it a wrap.